Some of you asked for another analysis after the Odyssey Skin Cup breakdown. This is everything that worked and everything that didn't. You're about to see a consistency playstyle and the roadmap you can copy. So here it is, the Shadow Skin Cup analysis. First, I want to tell you about my drop spot. I land at this area next to Heatwave Harbor. I'd say this drop is really good for solos, and I'll show you why. In this little shaft, there are 3 guaranteed slurp barrels. There are a decent amount of chests, and there are some golden bars as well. There are a ton of rocks and trees to farm around this little island. Once you got your mats up, head over to this boat that has a launch pad and glide towards this little pink house. There is a high chance of a gold fishing spot to spawn outside. Inside the house, there are 3 guaranteed slurp barrels and a chest. After you fish, you take the launch pad and then head to the coast of Heatwave Harbor, where you can find some extra loot, but the main strategy is heading over to the vending machine. Also, if a vending machine is fully boxed, please approach it safely. You never know, someone could be camping inside of it. When lurking, always stay crouched and build a metal. If your opponent is several layers up, place floor and ramps to elevate yourself. I look through the gaps of the wall to see where my opponent is, and once you have your shot lined up, shoot them with your shotgun and quickly make space. Alright, fast forward a lot because nothing really happened. It was a dead endgame and it was time to rotate. I shocked towards dead side and paused behind natural cover. One zone started opening. I hugged the right side of zone because it was dead side away from congestion. Make sure you are being aware of your surroundings and be really reactive towards anything. Then I safely make a box, securing myself in circle. When you spray someone a lot and you realize they're really close to you and it's time to rotate, do not shock from your box, because chances are they will be really bitter and try to grief you. What I should have done is give myself a fact, top around them, and set up a shockwave rotate. This will give me the circle much safer. Right here, I heard someone lurking on my tops. If I had simply shockwave, they would have dealt a lot of damage to me. So instead, I played it safe and waited for an opening to shock forward. I did take some damage, but at least it did not get eliminated. Important tip, always stay frontside, as you can see me do here. I do a cheap tarpon wood to conserve my hearts. I did get tagged while I was looking back for damage. Instead of healing, I wanted to secure a good positioning first, so I focused on getting frontside, and then I could start healing up. Since there was 3 players left, I did my best to isolate myself from the other 2 players, because if they fight, it gives me the advantage since I'm not wasting my resources yet. As you can see, they engaged in a fight. I looked for some cheap shots, but mainly focused on frontside. One of them decided to jump in my face. I luckily won the aim duel though. With that refresh, I went for height. I made sure to cone my opponent so they couldn't go up. Since they were inside the building, I tried blocking them in, but they managed to get out. I hit them with a insta-pump to scare them down. From here, I knew they had no materials, so I just played patiently and took no risks. I'm going to show you how to dead side rotate. Dead side rotating helps you avoid all players on congestion. First off, open your map. Your goal is to avoid this area. When using this map as an example, you can either go from this side or this side. Reason for this is because there will be less players. When the next zone pulled, I dead side rotated again. Avoid this area of circle. You can go in through either of these 2 sides. As I was rotating, there was a player who was also dead side rotating with a sonic ball. I lined up my crosshair and fried them. I want you to pay attention to how I'm constantly applying pressure. Here is their perspective. After I full boxed him, there was really nothing he could do. Before I got in circle, I saw another player using the sonic ball. By the way, when using this item, be ready to get fried because your hitbox is huge. I want you to pay attention to my approach. I went from a diagonal position and took it slow. There is no need to rush anything. For the next zone, I shocked hugging the left side of Storm, putting me on dead side. When it came down to rotate, I continued to hug the corner of Storm and made sure to avoid the main entrance towards circle. I tarped front side to get inside the building for some natural protection. When it was a 1v1, I went for high ground. The biggest mistake I made was overbuilding a little too much. I also had no shockwaves to get down. Luckily, Storm pulled back to me. However, since I had no materials, I could not keep height. So my opponent played out their materials and chipped me down. For this next game, I'm going to show you how to properly use the sonic ball. So let me give some context. I had gotten fried by this player, and the third party decided to roll up. After like a 2-minute stalemate, nothing really happened until Storm covered us. While the other 2 were fighting, I wrapped around them and played Storm. First off, using the Sonic Ball in Storm is really good, cause you are less likely to come across other players that would take advantage of your large hitbox. As you can see from here, I was near Stone Sanctum, but with the help of the Sonic Ball, I was able to rotate all the way over here through Storm. When I got in, I got some cheeky shots on someone rotating up the mountain. I was held for a bit, so I decided to play Storm again because there was a player up the mountain and a player to my left, so the only way I could go safely would be the right side. So I used the Sonic Ball to go around the mountain. I used the Sonic Ball to go more to the right, away from congestion. Notice how this whole time I've never been using the Sonic Ball to go straight through the middle of everyone? If I did that, I would have been eliminated a long time ago. I want you to pay attention to my positioning. I'm right here, heading into the zone through dead side, and this is where majority of all the other players are going to go in through. Anyway, things are about to get spicy. When using the Sonic Ball in a small circle with people all around you, it's important to use it when you hear or see someone else rotating. That will make it less likely for you to get focused. When it was time to rotate, I went into Storm for a bit to try to get a better use of the Sonic Ball, but I low-key slammed my face against a bunch of stuff, but I was able to make a recovery and got through without taking any damage, while getting frontside. I tarred forward a little bit to secure a spot in circle, then I sprayed people around me hoping to get a kill. Someone else tried jumping in my box, but I instant pumped them as soon as they tried to back off. I used the Sonic Ball to get to frontside, but I accidentally went too far. I luckily had a medkit, so it was fine. As I was rotating to get to front side, I got coned by a player below me. Unfortunately, they forced me to take a 50-50, which I won, but at the cost of losing some heals. I used the Sonic Ball to get to center circle so I have an easier time for the next pull. I got a bit tunnel vision spraying people ahead of me, but I quickly used the Sonic Ball to get front side. Since I was getting blocked off, I elevated myself and tarped so height could not easily tag me. I went front again, and my biggest mistake here was shooting at height, because now height will focus on me. For this next game, this player that had previously boxed the vending machine tried to catch me off guard by editing a wall he thought I didn't know about, and this happened. As I'm rotating on dead side, this player gets a tag on me. Something I feel like my opponent could have done differently was to be more aggressive. His distant playstyle gave me the vibe that he wasn't a good fighter, so when he approached my wall, I insta-pumped him. When it was time to rotate, I used the Sonic Ball to go into Storm and wrap around everyone to enter dead side. I saw someone with a similar idea, so I had to wipe them out. I used the Sonic Ball to get to zone. Since there were multiple players rotating, I wasn't targeted. I accidentally went too deep again, so I quickly ran out of Storm. This player ended up tarping towards me, so I engaged the fight. This player did get a nice shot on me, however, I was kind of salty from that, so I made sure he couldn't get away with it. My mistake here is honestly kind of embarrassing. I don't really know how to play high ground as a solo, so I low-key fumbled the bank here, I'm not gonna lie. So I kinda used up all my materials, so what you're about to see is not gonna be surprising. I finished 165th, which locked me the skin. If you want to support me, I'd appreciate it if you use my supported creator code XTundra in the item shop. I actually made a community post asking whether I should make this video since I played more passive this time compared to the Odyssey Cup. To everyone who said yes, shout out to y'all. If you want the next breakdown, stay tuned to my community post, hit subscribe so you don't miss it. And peace out, Girl Scouts.